So the thing we're going to go through today is about multipliers, okay? And whenever we're talking about multipliers, we're talking about either more or less than 100% of something, okay? More or less. More or less than 100%. So my point will be this, is that if we're working out 100% of something, we just times it by 100, okay? And what does 100% look like as a fraction? What does 100% look like as a fraction, Maddie? It is 1 over 1. Just before we get there, it's 100, of course, over 100. This is a recap from yesterday. Every time there's a number at the front and a percentage sign, it's a fraction over 100, okay? As Maddie's saying, if we were to simplify that, it would be 1 over 1, okay? What's 1 divided by 1? 1.0, yeah? Okay? So you're probably saying, well, how does this connect? How this connects is if we're less than 100%, if, for instance, it's 90% worth, okay? If it was 90% worth, that would look like this. I hope you would understand that it looks like 90 over 100. And if it looked like 90 over 100, we would simplify that to 9 over 10 and we'd move the decimal place one place. So as a decimal, it would look like that. You all happy with that? All right. All multipliers work with this concept, okay, and this concept. If it was more than 100%, say it was, Lockie, I hope you're paying attention, it's really important that you do. If it was 30% more than 100%, that would be 130%, 130, that would be divided by 100, and what would that look like as a decimal, 130%? What would it look like as a decimal there, Brooke?
1.3.
It would look like 1.3. Okay, so this quickly is the concept of multipliers, and now we're going to see how it actually relates to what we're talking about. That works. So if we scroll down to where this comes in, it comes into here. Increase 312 kilograms by 22%. Okay, remember yesterday we had that, I think it was 1,400 or 2,407 kilograms of potatoes or something was cropped, and she was expecting another 20% this year. Remember we were looking at that yesterday, those were here, okay? And what we found was we found 20% of that original amount, and then we added it together. Do you remember doing that? Luke, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. This one cuts out a step, and as teenagers, you always like to get there quicker than what, you know, anything. So, increase 312 kilograms by 22%. Okay. So imagine if we think back to yesterday's question, we're going to crop 312 kilograms of, I don't know, tomatoes, and this year's looking like a good year, so there's going to be 22% more. Yeah, because we've got that word there. So it's 22% plus it's the 100%. So we're still going to crop 312 kilograms. Yeah? What percentage is that as of last year? Taish?
100.
It's 100%. Excellent. It's 100%. Plus what it's saying we're going to get is another 22%. Okay. Now, Reese, I want you to be back there calculating this. 22% of 312, and then add it to 312. That's the way we would have gone about it yesterday. Okay? Today, what I'm suggesting to you is that you use the thing called a multiplier. Okay? And the multiplier is your 100% plus your other 22. What have we then got? We've got 122%. What does that look like as a decimal? Liam, do you want to give that a go? What does that look like as a decimal? It looks like 1.22 because it looks like that, okay? 122 divided by 100, and because it's 122 divided by 100, we move the decimal place 2 places, and we get 1.22. Liam, can you get a calculator out and do 312 times by that multiplier, please? Hopefully you can see that this is one step. It's just one step. Reese, on the other hand, has done 22% of 312. Okay, so he's done that, plus he's done 312. And what did you get, Reese?
380.64.
380.64 kilograms. Okay, and what did you get, Liam?
Same.
Exactly the same. Remember at the start of the year, guys, I said there's more than one way of doing mathematical problems. We could do it this way, finding 22% of the 312 and then add it to 312. Or we could do it this way. Think about the multiplier. So this one says decrease 183 by 7%. Decrease by 7%. Is it 100% now? Taish? What is it?
I don't know.
Yep. Good honesty. Caitlin?
Still has 100%. 7 over 100.
Good trying. Yeah, you're going to get there, I think. Charlotte? We're talking about less than 100%. How much less than 100%, Charlotte? 7% less than 100%. So how many percent have we got? We've got 93. We've got 93%. What does that look like as a multiplier, Maddie? Good try. 0.93. Always think about it. It's 93 over 100. We're moving that decimal place 2 places. You can do it on your calculator again if you want, 93 divided by 100, or just move the decimal place. The multiplier is 0.93. If you were to get an answer, and this is the next level of thinking in maths, if you were to get an answer greater than 183, you should be looking at that answer very worried. You should be looking at that answer, thinking back to the question and saying, how can it be greater than 183 if I'm decreasing that amount of money by 7%? Even if it was even if your answer came out to be 183, you'd be saying that you got the same amount back, and that's not decreasing it. Okay, so that's for the other higher level people here that can be thinking that way. So your answer has to be under 183. The way it has to be under 183 is to times it by 0.93. If you were to times 183 by 1, you'd get 183, wouldn't you? But you're not timesing it by 1. You're timesing it by 0.93. So you end up with 170.19. Multipliers, when you're increasing it, you just add it to 100% and move that decimal place. These ones are a little bit trickier when you decrease, but this is the thought process that you need to go through. I haven't got 100%, I've got 7% less. So I've got 93%, and then think about this process. When it's 10 or greater, less, so when it's 10, 15, 25, that sort of thing, students historically that I've seen find this bit easier. It's when it's in the 9 to 1 sort of range that you can't use, sometimes conceptualise it a little bit wrong. Let's look at another couple. We're just going to not go through the whole thing. We're going to look at the multiplier. Okay? So let's look at these. The first one, Jazz, increase $50.40 by 20%. I'm just after the multiplier. What's the multiplier in this one?
0.2.
Not quite. Not quite. Tani, can you help her out? What's the multiplier? We're going to increase whatever. Let's not worry about that at the stage. By 20%, we're going to increase by 20. You want to have another go, Jazz? Yep. Brooke? Increase 20%. We're going to have 100 plus we're going to have another 20. So we're going to have 120 over 100, which is 1.2. What's the multiplier here, please, Lockie?
We're gonna
Careful, this is a tricky one. We're going to increase.
increase, yeah, so 100 plus 7.5.
Yep, which is,
107.5.
yes, which as a multiplier is 107.5 divide 100.
Is 1.75.
Oh, yeah, that's the mistake. Yeah, what is it? 1.075.
Oh,
Yeah, looks like this. 107.5 divide 100. We move that decimal place, so we're 1.075. Okay? Liam, this one, increase by 250. What's our multiplier going to be?
350.
Yeah, and what's our multiplier going to be? It's going to be 350%. Absolutely right. Do this bit,
350 over 100.
which is, leave that decimal place.
3.5.
Excellent, excellent. This one's 3.5. Very good. Decrease, Maddie. Decrease by 13%. What's the multiplier going to be?
the multiplier. 787 over 100. 0.887.
Great thinking. Well done. Good thinking out loud. It's 87 over 100, which is 0.87. Well done. Jordan, left you back there for a little while. I'm going to give you this one. Decrease by 4.5. Be thinking the rest of you, because I might go, I'm not going to ask you anymore, Jordan. I'm going to ask you, Will. Decrease by 4.5. Will.
So you,
Now I'm not going to ask you, Will. I'm going to ask you, Jordan. What's the answer? Be thinking. I won't just pick on those two. It might be you next.
75.5 over 100 is
75.5. How can you help him out, Luke?
95.
How can you help him out? Or what's your thinking? What's your thinking there? You're decreasing by 4.5. Damo?
It's 0.955.
How did you get that? It's very good.
4.5 of 100.
I took 4.5 off 100. I haven't got 100%. I've got 4.5% less than 100%, which is 95.5. 95.5 over 100. Move the decimal place. Well done, Damo. 0.955. Probably been through enough. I think you get the picture with that stuff.